Hey, everybody. Well, throughout the years of my life, I have usually done an audio recording of my dreams. And I remember my dreams really well. I've done even dream research and stuff. So, I'm writing a book right now. I'm in the middle of writing a book. But anyhow, and I'm making them a bunch of short stories based off the dreams that I've had and making them into just short stories. I'd love to actually get into blogging and do this. But anyway, I want to talk about this dream that I had last night because it's very powerful. Um, we've all had in our lives people that have passed away. And I don't know if you can remember your dreams. Do you have dreams of these people from the past that have passed away? Well, that happens to me all the time, especially with my cousin Bern Taylor, who passed away in 2009. Last night was one of them. It was really cool, though, and bizarre. And all my dreams are extremely bizarre. You can ask my wife. But this dream I'm titling The Bet. And I'll try to be as brief as I can, although I do digress a lot, like my father. God rest his soul. And I do dream of my father. I had one Saturday night, dreamed of my father. But this is about my cousin Bern. And in the dream, it starts off, I had to write it all down because it gives me cues. But we started off, we were at Whitesburg Middle School. And I mean the old school before they built the new one. We were on their football field and we were playing flag football. I had people, friends of mine from high school that were there. Chris Coleman, Mike Madewell, John Turney, you guys were there. A bunch of people that I didn't recognize were there, and we split up in teams. And I picked, obviously, my cousin to be on my team, and he turned out to be the quarterback. And so we're playing, and it's really cool. I just remember him being quarterback, and somebody hiked him the ball, and he goes back, and instead of throwing it, he tucks it, and he starts running. And I mean, he runs really fast. The next thing I know, he jumps up in the air, and he jumps really high, and he lunges forward about 50 feet or more, and lands and runs and does it. He runs all the way to the end zone, and he gets a touchdown. And we all cheer, our team does, and the other guys are going, what the hell just happened? So it was really cool when that happened. And also, we were freaking out. It's like, how in the crap did you do that? Well, he said, I don't know, I just did it. And the dream changes right after that. And we are at like Huntsville Country Club or Valley Hill. It's some country club. It may have been Huntsville Country Club. I don't know. It doesn't matter. And back behind there, behind the clubhouse on both of them, starts the golf course. Well, there's little areas, back behind there and stuff. So there was a table there. And I had come up with this idea. And I'm like, I'm going to place a bet. And I wrote it down, and there was a huge pad. And the pad was shaped like this, but it was a lot bigger. It was like 2 feet, by 8 or 5. And 2 feet. I mean, it was really long. But I wrote it out so everybody could read, real big writing. And I said, I bet that Bern Taylor can jump up in the air and lunge 50 feet and land. And I handed it out to some people. And it's like, I'm placing this bet. And some people that were there at the flag football, they were there at this country club too. And they said, there's just no way this actually happened. The people that didn't see it didn't believe it at all. And I'm like, no, this actually happened. I bet you guys. And the bet was $36 off of a round of golf, 18 holes at Colonial Golf Course for each person if I lose the bet. If I win, you guys pay me $36 each. And I mean, I was just doing it because I'm broke. And I actually am broke. But anyway, that's another whole story. But so we get, basically, it changes at that point. And I'm in a car. The dream changes scenes, and I'm in a car. I used to drive an old Mercury LTD. And in this dream, my wife was driving the car. I was in the passenger seat. I had this big pad of I placed this bet. And these people that were there at the flag football, some of them that were there, they worked at this electrical company, and I'm going to call it Caldwell and Caldwell. And the kitty is right here. Hey, Leon. And they were, so I went to this company and I started passing out these bets to them, and they're like, there's no way, that this really happened. And I said, oh yes, it did. People saw it. I had witnesses. Well, I hand out some of these pads, and then I leave after hanging out for a little bit. And the scene changes at that point, and the next thing I know, I'm at Colonial Golf Course. It's time for us to do it. Well, going there in this LTD, it comes to fruition in my mind in the dream that, wait a minute, Bern has actually passed away. So there's no way that he could have done that. Who was that person on the field? There's no way Bern could have done it. And when I show up at the golf course, people that were there were going, where's Bern? And I said, look, I don't know what is going on here, but whatever we saw, it couldn't have been Bern because he passed away. And so that came to fruition within my dream that he was actually gone, And it was sad, but it was also like, and I kept thinking, well, I'm not going to change the bet. I want to keep this bet on. So I said, no, the bet is still on. I'm going to do this myself. And they said, you're going to do it? And I said, yeah, I'm going to try. And they said, well, I don't know if it's legit because you said Bern was going to do it, but if you're claiming that you can and you actually do it, okay. And they agreed finally, because I had to do a little around, talking to people and telling them what happened and say, look, I'm really sorry, but, Bern's passed away and I'm going to do it. So I decided I was going to try. So it was like at the second tee box on number 2. And I walk beyond the tee box, get on the fairway, and I have like a 9-iron or a 5-iron. Oh, kitty's getting real affectionate here. Hey, you want to get in the video? You want to say hi to the people? There's Leon. Look at the camera. He doesn't know I'm on camera. But anyhow, so hey, you purring real hard. But anyway, so I have the like a 5-iron or something like that in my hand, and I start walking on the fairway, and then I start sprinting. And then I sprint, and I'm going it's like 40 yards. I'm going as fast as I can. And then all of a sudden, I just jump in the air. And I jump, and I go way up in the air, much higher than Bern did. And I mean, it's incredible how high and far I go. I go way over 100 yards. And then I land, And I'm looking around, and there's people just, they can't freaking believe what just happened. Kitty, your claws are very sharp. And anyway, so I'm watching the people, and they run up to me and they're talking to me and they're like, "We cannot believe you just did that." I said, "Yep." And I remember right at that point when that happened, I looked up in the sky and there were cumulus clouds up there, but I looked up and I saw this light, and it looked like I could see Burn up in the sky. And I didn't see angel wings or anything, but I saw Burn, and he was pretty far up in the sky. And I'm like, "Oh my goodness, it's an angel." Burn carried me up in the air like that, and he wanted me to win this bet. And his angel, or him, did this. And it's absolutely incredible, this dream. Knowing that he passed away, but knowing also that he helped me. How cool is that? If you remember your dreams, I have recurring dreams and UFO recurring dreams. It's really wild. That's why I'm writing this book. One of them is called Orion's Message, and it's all about, I say UFOs. It's actually another civilization in Orion's belt. One of the stars, and there's an exoplanet that's near there, and there's inhabitants on the planet, whatever, and they communicate through a particle collider. It goes into some wild stuff. There's a black hole that develops in the particle collider, and I'm able to start communicating with some people on this other planet. But before that, it's like UFOs, motherships, and stuff like that here on our planet. And anyway, I'm not going to talk about that anymore. But dreams are bizarre. If you have a dream that's reoccurring that you remember, even if it's scary, let me know, because I can make a short story about it. And I've got a little bit of the writer's bug that my wonderful father, God rest his soul, he and my brother too. My dad, wrote 6 books. Well, versions, but overall 6 books. And the latest one, Dr. Space, about Wernher von Braun, is an excellent read. And being a journalist like he was, he did very well. And I've got that bug a little bit. I'm not a great writer. I have a little bit of problem with dialogue, but I try. But if you got a dream that you can remember, let me know, and I might write about it. Everybody have a good day.